What is up everybody, and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing weekend. Currently it is Sunday and let's get right into the charts. As you can see, Bitcoin is right now pushing towards the upside. We are having a bit of a weekend pump to the upside. You can see if we go on a lower time frame, basically today we had somewhat of manipulation happening. Bitcoin pumped 2% to the upside. Ethereum did something even crazier. You can see those weeks right here, they did happen on Ethereum. Firstly we went down 2%, then we pumped 2%, and right now we are pumping once again above this very important line that we have right here, basically the 4-year resistance that I keep talking about in my videos, because this is basically one of the most important levels for Ethereum that we need to see it hold in order for us to see a continuation to the upside. So in order for this scenario to play out, we do not want to see Ethereum lose this particular level right here. Also, if we go back to Bitcoin, you can see the weekly time frame is looking kind of bearish right now. So we did have some buyers stepping in at those lows right here, and they are trying to push the price back above the value area low, but this would need to basically, today's Sunday, Monday comes tomorrow, basically the weekly close will be in about 11 hours, and I don't think that the buyers would be able to push price above 110k for us to see a weekly closure above it. So the price will potentially close right here, and then we might get another weekly push towards the downside, which is going to take us to this level that I keep talking about in my videos, the 98k region. Or eventually, if we lose this particular level and Bitcoin starts pushing further to the downside, the next target would be sitting right here between $92,000 and $94,000. This is the Fibonacci golden pocket. You can see a dump will be approximately 13% towards this level. So right now it is still looking kind of bad. The interesting thing is that the last times that we topped out and then had a massive pullback, you can see also right here, and back in 2021 we got a very overbought RSI situation going on. But right now, after we started pulling back right here, we only were below the 80 line, you can see, but we do have a pretty obvious bearish divergence that has formed on the top right here. You can see price making higher highs, RSI making lower highs right here, and basically this is called a bearish divergence. And since then price have been falling to the downside. You can see on the daily time frame, potentially we are going to do something like this, in my opinion, since this is what we did the last couple of times. So since we are still in this downtrend, it is possible that those movements will repeat. You can see right now we are rejecting from 107, 108k, rejecting from the 200 EMA, which is basically very important level that Bitcoin needs to reclaim eventually for a further upside continuation. But as of right now, things are looking bearish. You can see some of the altcoins still below the 200 moving average, hype also below it. Solana, I think Solana actually starting to reclaim it. So this is looking nice, but still we have right here the value area high of this bigger macro range that we have right here going on for Solana. So we want to see a weekly or a daily candle closure above it in order for us to say Solana is bullish again. SUI, you can see yesterday I was talking about the bounce from the weekly pivot. We actually got that nice bounce happening right here for SUI, and right now we are up 15%, basically trying to reclaim the value area low of this bigger macro range as well. can remove the smaller one. And right now you can see we are trying to get back above this range right here. Potentially, if we don't see a rejection, we might see the altcoins start pushing up a little bit as well. XRP also bouncing from the weekly pivot. You can see very nicely a perfect bounce if we don't count the week, and this is a nice 5% move to the upside. Basically, we are still back right now in this previous range right here, and we are below the 200 moving average, which is bearish. The pump token also very bearish. Stock market, I won't cover it today since it is Sunday. We're going to be looking at it tomorrow. The Bitcoin dominance, you can see testing the moving average for a potential breakout or a rejection. You can see on the weekly and on the daily as well. We do have this very important trend line. You can see right here from the bottom that we did reject once, and potentially price would try to reclaim this if Bitcoin starts running up again. What else should we look at? Open interest going kind of crazy. You can see on this manipulative move. As I have told you, it is Sunday. They tried to liquidate everybody. Those moves happen on a Sunday or during the weekends particularly. They don't happen that often, but they do happen. Liquidation, you can see I'm looking still at the bigger picture of the liquidation heat map. We only have liquidity sitting above the all-time high, and we do have most of the liquidity sitting to the downside, where those comfortable longs have been opened since back in April 2025. So basically a couple of months sitting long right here. The liquidations, they are still sitting comfortably. So as I have mentioned, I don't think the market makers would let them sit right here open. They would particularly try and hunt them. Basically, this is my opinion. I have seen this before. I know how this market works. Basically, we are going sooner or later to hunt those longs before reversing once again to the upside. ETF inflows, we did cover that in the previous video. Basically, last week was not good for Bitcoin and the ETFs outflows. Fear and greed index remaining very close to that extreme fear. We are basically still in that fear zone. Long versus shorts ratio for the weekend. We do have more longs opened as of right now on the weekend, but not with much lead, as you can see, which is completely normal. Funding rates are still negative on some exchanges. And for next week, we potentially only have important news on Friday if they don't get if they get executed, since you can see the US government has been shut down and potentially they won't even cover those news. So we will be left without major news that would potentially move the market once again. So we will see what this brings us. And I think this covers it for today's quick Sunday update, guys. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for my channel and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.